Good morning, everybody. As you have realized, there is no 3-minute waiting room. That is because I tried to test fire it before I started the show, and it was lagging horribly, skipping, and then it went completely unresponsive. I'm talking about the program, because as we all know, my computer is a POS, henceforth the ghetto setup on the live stream. Good morning, Rhetorical. Pagan, I've seen Wolfie in the chat. Hi, Neil. I know you're listening. Hi, Gerbil. Hey, Mariel. I know Panda was in here a minute ago. Mr. Mad Panda, he said he'd pop in again in a few minutes. So I have said hello. There's one main thing I'm going to discuss today before I start, talking to the people in the chat and before I end the show. And that is a few news articles that have been floating around that I have picked and highlighted some talking points out of that I'm going to discuss with you this morning. October 2006, October 10th, 2006 is a day that most people would say qualifies as a day of infamy. Good morning, Otterface. For October 10th, 2006, hey hoo flum poo, is the day that Google bought YouTube. 2006 started YouTube's changes. More and more channels after Google's acquisition of YouTube started getting flagged for copyright content and started either fighting to keep their channels on, or they went the way of the dodo and opened up new channels. Hi, Jason. So this hasn't been going on for the past 2 years. This, in my opinion, has been happening for almost 11 years since Google has taken over YouTube. The problem is, in recent years, the past 2 years, as Mr. Metokur points out in his video, that they've been pandering more and more toward sanitizing what we upload and what we show on YouTube. Advertisers have been pulling out, which led to the adpocalypse. People scrambling around for revenue money. Some people doing videos that, quite frankly, if I had to put my opinion on the description of those, basically fear-mongering, oh, please donate to my Patreon or buy stuff from my shop, otherwise I'm going to have to shut down my channel because this is the end of YouTube for me, instead of looking at it from a different perspective and coming at it from a different angle. YouTube and Google, it is clear to many of us that see things from an objective point of view, has been pandering to the regressive left for a while. No more so did it become obvious to the left that something may be happening than YouTube's restrictions. When they kicked off the restricted mode, there were a lot of people on the left side of the fence who, under restricted mode, you didn't see any of their content. I did a couple of videos covering this because their restricted mode, much like YouTube's policies and guidelines, are very ambiguous. They leave a lot of gray areas. They're not very explicit. As much as I like to joke about hating, yes, controversial religious or supremacist, yeah, they never define their terms. Now, a lot of people have heard me joke in my Discord that I hate legalese because legalese takes 10 minutes to say what can often be said in 2 sentences in less than a minute. But when you're doing terms and guidelines, when you're doing usage guidelines for a platform like YouTube, you have to be specific. You have to outline what you mean on each of these particular terms. Otherwise, when things start getting flagged and nobody gets a proper explanation, because let's face it, YouTube isn't great in the communication either when they're flagging your stuff, you're left wondering what it was on your video that was flagged for extreme content or, unsuitable content or not advertiser-friendly content. I bet that every dollar I've gotten from my content, they actually mean Christian and right-wing content. Oh, yeah, I'm sure rhetorical. I'm sure that's what they mean. I am sure that's what they mean. The start of 2017, I believe, and if I'm wrong with the date, I'm sure someone will correct me in the chat, in which I will correct myself on the video. Early 2017, YouTube rolled out something that made everybody groan. Not because it was cringy. Good morning, Parsnip. Not because it was cringy. Not because it was totally stupid. Not because it was asinine, but because it was scary. To most of us that value free speech. And I'm talking about YouTube Heroes. YouTube Heroes was rolled out and became a program to where if you climbed up the ladders and were good little boys and girls, you could mass flag content. And this content was supposed to be against the terms of service. But we all know when feelings come into play and not objective judgment of the content these people are watching, all they have to do is hate the content and a mass flagging of that particular video occurs, which could cause channels to get shut down. Good morning, Eric. First, we had Google's acquisition of YouTube in 2006. Then we had the adpocalypse in 2016, late 2015, early 2016, and all through 2016. Then we had YouTube Heroes. Hey, no name. Didn't get my sleep last night. No, this is, I was out of iron pills for a while, so my anemia started coming back. I did pick up some more iron pills, though, so this should be clearing up and looking a little bit better soon. And I don't wear makeup, so everybody knows when my anemia is acting up. So here we are, I would say mid to late 2017, and we're facing something else. We are possibly facing our channels not being put in the algorithm, being stuffed in the back part of a closet somewhere, never to be seen, never to be monetized, nobody to see it, nobody to be able to comment, like, or share on the video. Yeah, Apocalypse was in 2017. It started late 2016, I believe. That's when everybody started realizing that the content, that there was certain videos that weren't monetized. But yeah, the bulk of it was in 2017. Thank you, Rhetorical. Got all of this stuff going on, and now there's this. YouTube has a new naughty corner for controversial religious and supremacist videos. Now, this is off Gizmodo.com. I'm starting with this this article because I find it a little more objective than most, even though it is Gizmodo. The news comes as a status report on the promises made by Google General Counsel Kent Walker in a June Financial Times op-ed, which announced YouTube was taking several steps to inhibit extremist videos. These steps included investing in machine learning technology to help identify videos associated with terrorism, increasing the number of trusted flaggers to identify content that can be used to radicalize terrorists, and redirecting potential extremist recruits to watch counterterrorism videos instead. Walker also wrote that YouTube would take a tougher stance on controversial videos that don't actually violate YouTube policies. That doesn't sound bad. Yep. That doesn't sound too bad. I mean, you know, they want to keep, you know, ISIS and all these extremist videos to train new terrorists off of YouTube. My problem is, if they can flag a video that hasn't fully uploaded yet for monetization and keep it from uploading, why didn't they stop these videos from being uploaded in the first place? I believe that is a valid question that needs to be posed. Because I ran into this once. I uploaded a video that had, it was supposed to be a Creative Commons piece of music, and it was flagged before it finished processing. So if they can flag these videos before it finishes processing, before the upload is complete, why didn't they do these to the ISIS videos, the radical Islamic terrorist training videos, the pro-terrorist propaganda videos? Right, exactly. That's why I'm asking the questions I'm asking, Fenrir. Yeah, ISIS is the target, haha. This is my concerns, and I believe these are valid questions that need to be addressed. In a blog post Tuesday, YouTube provided a better sense of what that stance entails. Now, when YouTube decides that a flagged video doesn't break policy but still contains controversial religious or supremacist content, the video will be put in a limited state. Here, the video will exist in a sort of limbo where it won't be recommended or monetized. It also won't include suggested videos or allow comments or likes. Music scanning is very different from extremist content. Ah, okay. ISIS is the cover exactly fitting. That's what it sounds like. Now, like Rhetorical said before, what is their definition of controversial, religious, or supremacist content? This is when I believe legalese should come into play. This is when I believe legalese is very important because this is a gray area. My video about human rights in Saudi Arabia was demonetized as soon as it was finished processing. See? This is what I mean. Because Muslim, yeah. I always try to maintain an optimistic attitude and wonder whether people might be thinking too much into this, but this YouTube thing now makes me less optimistic. Me too, Otterface. Me too. Of course, when YouTube removes a video, the video can easily be re-uploaded, or a mirrored version can spread to different channels. Oftentimes, a video removal brings more attention to the video and encourages people to re-upload it so it can reach a wider audience. So this decision by YouTube seems like a calculated effort to prevent the spread of offensive content without fully censoring it. Okay, we mirror videos all the time. When we mirror the videos, it's because we believe the message is worth spreading. So let's say somebody gets put in the back of the closet, for lack of a better term, for this limited, that has a good message, that needs to be spread, but since it's limited, nobody can find it. So we can't download it, and we can't re-upload it, and we can't spread it. Rhetorical entertainment. If an imam says being gay is wrong, they'll get monetized. But if a pastor says the same thing, they're likely to get flagged. Yeah. Well, that depends, Rhetorical. That depends. Imam Tawhidi has been having a hard time, and he is the one that is actually spreading the truths of what Islam is. And he had his Facebook fan page shut down. He was suspended from his personal fan page, his personal account on Facebook for 7 days. He's been receiving death threats and everything because he is going against the lies that people like Linda Sarsour and people in her camp are spreading. We mustn't forget Imam Tawhidi, who is actually trying to spread the truth of Islam. Right-wing alternative media figures and conspiracy theorists have been complaining for weeks that YouTube is already manipulating the algorithms to limit their reach and revenue, and this announcement will likely only add to their resentment of a platform that they rely upon to reach their audiences. Yeah. I love how even Gizmodo says right-wing alternative media and conspiracy theorists. Now, there are conspiracy theorists out there. Sometimes you can spit and hit one without aiming. But I love how they say right-wing alternative media when there are a lot of people they're grouping in that category that are actually on the left. Sargon. Sargon. And a few others whose names, I think Jeff Holiday is another one that's on the left. Wizard of Cause is a liberal. And they're all grouping these people into right-wing, which they are decidedly not. But they're being called right-wing because they're not regressive left. Dave Rubin, thank you, Rhetorical. I knew there was a name floating around there somewhere I was forgetting. Autoface says, I often say that people overuse the word censorship, and I still believe that for some people. While they aren't wiping every single channel, disabling your likes, comments, and keeping you out of recommendations is certainly a form of censorship. Yes, it is, Autoface. Yes, it is. Sargon has admitted that he is on the left. Where on the left, who knows? But he says he's on the left. The last time I checked, that's what he said. But he's not alt-right or alt-light like people are trying to classify him. And I think he's moving closer toward the middle. Sargon is old left, which means center now, but on the left side of center. Even David Peckman, who's bordering SJW left, is being flagged now. We're all being flagged. These organizations bring expert knowledge of complex issues like hate speech, radicalization, and terrorism that will help us better identify content that is being used to radicalize and recruit extremists, YouTube stated today. We will also regularly consult these experts as we update our policies to reflect new trends. All right, so here's this little term that a lot of people with right here. And if I could highlight it in some other color, wait a minute, hang on. Yes, I can. Let me do this. Let me bold it, and then let me unhighlight it. Those two words. Agree that those two words are very ubiquitous. They're ubiquitous. They're overused, overhyped, and overlisted. Many people want to take whatever falls under the category of hate speech and say that it is not First Amendment. I believe that hate speech has never truly been defined because hate is a subjective term. It is a feeling. It is an emotion. It is a gut reaction. And when you are relying on feelings to say what is hate speech, what is ill rhetoric, and what is evil, which also is a subjective term, you put your toe in muddy waters. Otterface says, I just think he knows that the right has a negative connotation and uses the label classical liberal to get around it. Yeah, well, that's possible. That is possible. The problem with hate speech is, if you're having a conversation with someone that becomes a rather heated argument, and it happens to be someone who gets their feelings hurt rather easily, well, they can, say that you hate them and it's hate speech and you're being a bigot. Yes. Let me see. Rhetorical Entertainment says, well, the Supreme Court said hate speech is specifically protected by the First Amendment, so that's good at least. Yes, it is. Otterface says, would you agree that hate speech could be defined as speech that actually does incite violence? Yes. I can agree with that wholeheartedly, Otterface. I believe that if you want to actually put a definition that is rational on the words hate speech, that would be speech that incites violence. I can agree with that. Because even the First Amendment has limitations. You can't start riots. You can't whip up a mob to go and loot and pillage and, burn down a city. You can't scream fire in a crowded theater because that causes panic. Those things are against the First Amendment. Yeah, speech that incites violence. I would agree with you. YouTube did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Well, that's not surprising. The update also touted the success of the machine learning-driven removal of content, claiming that over the last month, YouTube algorithms have found 75% of policy-violating extremist content before a human was able to flag the videos. Yes, it has been. Now, I'm going to stop here because I'm going to show you guys my back end, and no, not in that way. For some of you dirty-minded individuals. I'm going to show you guys my back. Just. All right. I tweeted the fact that I was going to put these under review 3-4 days ago. These same 3 live stream newscasts from last week are still under review. They haven't been demonetized, but they're still under review. They've been under review since I have put them there, I think, sometime last week. If you scroll down over here, when I was reporting on the AHCA, not liked by young people, Jordanian soldiers in South Korea, demonetized. June 11th news, wildfire update. Islamic State soldier arrested, Charlie Guard update, demonetized. So you see, I'm constantly fighting for them to monetize my newscasts. It is news. Sorry, Fenrir. It is news, but apparently it is not their kind of news. It isn't the mindless pandering to the left and being politically correct news, which is why I constantly have to fight to keep my newscasts monetized. Now, as far as the machine learning is concerned, this is a video from Isethoriginal. Yes, she is talking about Candid, but this particular part of the video, I believe, if you guys are going to be able to hear it, let me know. You guys are going to be, this particular part of the video, she is explaining how machine or AI learning works, which I felt is relevant to this particular situation. So I'm going to play this and you guys let me know if you can hear it or not.
The AI itself. If I consider a post harmful, the AI will learn that the post's content is harmful. It sounds nice in theory,
Did all you hear that, or was that like just not heard completely? Difference is simple. I could hate chocolate ice cream, and oh shoot, what is going on? I didn't tell you to do that. All right, cool. That video was particularly relevant, especially her brief explanation as to what, how an AI gets trained, how it learns, and how it learns to think. And even though she was referring to the machine learning or the AI learning of the Candid app, that can be applied in certain ways to the AI that they want to apply to YouTube for screening videos. There's two main types of machine learning training they can use: input of examples and some sort of fitness function that tells it how correct something it thinks is. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you for that, Neil. All right. So that is the first article. This is the comment section, so I'm not going to worry about that. The second one is an article that I got from Marty's video. What will Google's expanded policy on harmful content mean for SEO companies? Search engine. This is searchenginewatch.com. For those of you that do not know and are not familiar with that particular part of YouTube, SEO stands for search engine optimization. This is something that I had to learn when I was marketing my jewelry, something that I had to learn when I was marketing my herbal teas, and things of that nature. Search engine optimization includes keywords, both more than 2 to 3 words, and short tail, which is 1 word, which is usually the tags most people put in their YouTube section, that can get picked up by search engines on the internet, ranked, and actually come. That's how the results usually get returned. Now, SEO also has to do with content. So any metadata that is involved in a video, including the subtitles, however crappy they may be, that is metadata that is considered content, and that can be SEO friendly or SEO unfriendly, depending on the search engine optimization. So what does this mean for SEO companies? It also raises an important question for SEO companies. I got to put on my eyeballs because. Do we have a role to play in combating harmful content online, and how should we go about navigating Google's new policies, if so? There are entire businesses dedicated to search engine optimization. This is one. Google made the decision to change its policies for a number of reasons, one of the biggest being early 2017 YouTube controversy. In an effort to guard against explicit content with its restricted mode, the company mistakenly targeted multiple LGBTQ creators. We all remember that uproar. Scream, whine, holler, all this other crap. In its original response to the issue, YouTube said the mode was only applied to LGBTQ plus issues that are addressed mature subjects such as sexuality and politics. But as more creators, including musical duo Tegan and Sarah, Tyler Oakley, and others began to speak out, it became clear that innocent creators were getting swept up into the explicit content list. I did a video on this as well. I put my channel on restricted mode, and the only thing you saw were my reading workshops, me reading my poetry, and that was pretty much about it. Maybe a couple of response videos through there, but you didn't see any of my newscasts. None. So, that was a bit iffy, but, everybody's, oh my God, you're discriminatory against LGBT. No, it was hitting everybody. The restricted mode was hitting everybody. But once again, from the left, we get the knee-jerk reaction and the whining. Okay. And of course, the spread of fake news in search results and social media forced Silicon Valley titans to confront some thorny issues. In the months since these two big issues, The Hill reported that Google banned more than 200 publishers from its search results. Okay. That worries me. Now, we know the difference between fake news that is out there that is completely inaccurate, that most people know and recognize as fake news, We also know parody news, like The Onion and other sites like that, deliberately make their articles to be funny, satirical, and things of that nature. Now, my question is, among these 200 publishers that Google purged from its search results, did these include satirical sites? Did these satirical sites get accidentally swept up in the wave of bans to where they were just simply not seen on search engines? And that is accurate. Google can change its algorithm so it doesn't see some results, which is what it wants to do to YouTube. A Google spokesperson said that while the changes will be global, they will also make time to implement on such a large scale. Google's top business executive, Philip Schindler, penned a blog post in late March in an effort to better outline Google's up-and-coming policy changes. In his blog, Schindler tells readers that Google has a responsibility to protect this vibrant creative world from emerging creators to established publishers, even when we don't always agree with the views being expressed. The problem is, not all views being expressed are being given equal treatment. That's the problem I'm seeing here. Because we don't think regressive left, because we don't, as I like to often say anecdotally, because we can't take out our brain and listen and believe. There are a lot of people that are constantly fighting to get their ideas out there, that are constantly having trouble getting seen, getting noticed, getting watched, and gathering a crowd. Wolf Girl, I'm going to get to that before I end the video, because there are some alternatives. There are some alternatives. I know, Zeph. Let's see. Ultimately, it means some digital marketers may choose to be more selective when accepting new clients. It's hard to keep someone rank if they're being excluded from Google search results, because after all, Google has a monopoly pretty much on search engines. But I do have an article I'm going to show you guys that'll give you 12 different alternatives that are not Google-led search engines by the end of the show. So I will open up that one and I'll go through those. So this is going to be more than a half-hour show. I hope you guys can bear with me on that one, because I felt that this was important. But that also begs the question, how do SEO companies decide what defines a good client? Should companies even be applying ethical judgments like this to clients? If so, is a decision dependent on each company's individual code of ethics, or is it up to Google to decide? Now, we saw this problem, jokingly enough, kind of comically enough, with the PR firm that Daddy-O-5 hired. Okay? We knew by watching Daddy-O-5, by keeping an eye on it, and by doing reports and stuff on Daddy-O-5, that these weren't people that, DuckDuckGo is one of the 12 AirCore, that, you know, you really don't, how do you clean up PR that badly? But this PR firm took them on, and I think they wound up in a worse place than they did. So how do SEO companies, with this going on with Google, define a good client? That's another viable question. The problem is there a solid answer to that without going into ethics, feelings, or anything of that nature? The resources out there for clients seeking SEO services are practically limitless, but the same isn't necessarily true for SEO companies seeking clients. Google has even released official guidelines for companies searching for the right CEO company. Here are Google guidelines here. Ready? Clients looking for reputable SEO services are often told to follow Google's guidelines if they want to find a reputable company. Fortunately, SEO companies can also utilize that practice to vet potential clients. Yeah. In short, as long as potential client meets our policy, not in violation of Google AdWords, not unethical small business, we'll take them on. Prohibited content, according to Google, includes content that markets counterfeit products, dangerous products, or services such as recreational drugs or firearms, and intent that enables dishonest behavior. Now, there's a problem. There's some more ambiguity, and we're going to go into this one over here. In addition, content including bullying or intimidation of an individual or group. Gray area. Radical discrimination. Racial discrimination. Hate group paraphernalia. Crime, graphic crime scene or accident images. Gray area. Cruelty to animals. Murder, self-harm, extortion, or blackmail, sale, or trade of endangered species. Ads using profane language is considered inappropriate by Google's standards. Okay, bullying or intimidation of an individual or group. I said gray area for a reason. Give me by a show of ones if you agree with me on this following statement. Regressive left and third and fourth wave feminists consider anyone disagreeing with them bullying and intimidating. Type 1 in the chat if you agree with that previous statement. Good morning, Isis. That is why this is an ambiguous statement. That is why this is a huge gray area. Because where we consider disagreement open for debate and discussion, they consider disagreement bullying or intimidation. Morning, Hunley. All right, the next one I said was a gray area was graphic crime scene or accident images. Now, I can see them saying, all right, we're not going to show this video because of the gratuitous nature of the pictures that are being thrown up on the screen, and this person either laughing at it or describing it in gory detail or so on and so forth. Later on, they kind of tweaked it to say that images of this nature, when talking about it from a news standpoint, is okay. But as you saw earlier, I'm still having problems getting them to monetize stuff when I am showing pictures of battle scenes on my newscast. So I'm going to leave that there. Those policies may be updated in the near future, providing SEO companies with an even more extensive research for determining which clients to take on. Will Google's new and improved policies actually create a safer, more accepting internet, or will they simply tuck away the dark corners of the web we don't want to see? I think they're going to tuck away and try and tuck away all the harmful speech, which is anybody that isn't in agreement with the regressive left. But that is just my opinion. But from past experience and past actions, sometimes we can predict future results. They've done it in the past. Now, we can't say they have only done it to the people on the right because Kevin Logan keeps getting his channels flagged. Now, in regards to Kevin Logan, his original channel got false flagged, but there are terms of service that say once your channel is flagged and terminated, any subsequent channels that you start up can also be terminated because that's against their terms of service. In the foot continuously. Exactly. All right, another point of view from Biz Report. This one's short. AI-powered detection and removal dramatically improves YouTube's fight against extreme content. According to YouTube, AI-powered detection and removal tools were responsible for more than 3/4 of the extremist views it has removed in the past month. $2 from Who Flung Poo. Hashtag Twitter's in the shitter. Hashtag YouTube's in the shitter. Yeah, they're all in the shitter. Thank you for the $2 and fling in your poo. This, they say, is due to dramatic improvements in the system as a result of machine learning. The use of machine learning has, says YouTube, more than doubled the number of videos removed that contain extreme or violent content, even with more than 400 hours of content being uploaded to the platform every minute. Let me repeat that. 400 hours of content being uploaded to the platform every minute has doubled the rate at which extreme content is removed. YouTube is collaborating with other digital giants, Facebook, Microsoft, and Twitter, oh joy, in the development of technical solutions and the creation of more tools to deal with extremist content. That doesn't sit well with me because we already know how well Twitter is doing, and we already know that Facebook does not like anything or anyone that posts against Islam or anything the radical left is trying to, push. So we have that problem, and now Google is talking to Facebook, Microsoft, and Twitter. The new body, the Global Internet Forum to Counter Terrorism, boy, that's a long title, comes amid increasing political pressure from the governments in the U.S. and Europe following increased terrorist activity recently. Germany proposed to levy fines of up to $56 million against social networks which fail to remove hate speech. And we already know what Germany and Merkel considers hate speech. Anybody speaking against radical Islamic terrorists and immigrants that are causing problems in her own country. That's what she's considering hate speech. Anybody that is trying to spread the truth. To spread that in non-EU countries. The body who met, well, that may be a little, tinfoil hatty, but excuse me on that last part. The body who met for the first time on the 1st of August 2017 will formalize and structure existing and future areas of collaboration between our companies and foster cooperation with smaller tech companies, civil society groups, and academics, governments, and supranational bodies such as the EU and the UN. If this isn't becoming Orwellian. Oh my goodness. All right, we read that one. We read that one. Okay, this is Ian Miles Chung's article, and he goes on to say, to crack down on offensive content, the company is using a combination of machine learning and volunteer experts to flag that needs review. It also plans to implement tougher standards for videos that are controversial but do not violate the site's terms of service. YouTube says it isn't going to remove the borderline content entirely, but will instead place the videos in a purgatory state. Here comes that state, y'all. Preventing them from being monetized or promoted. To facilitate these changes, YouTube will be artificially altering its search algorithms to prevent offensive topics from the discovery, which is what I mentioned earlier about sticking us in the back of the closet, closing the door, and forgetting that we were in the closet to begin with. Okay? All right. This is a quote from YouTube's people. We will soon be applying tougher treatment to videos that aren't illegal but have been flagged by users as potential violations of our policies on hate speech and violent extremism. We need those terms defined on YouTube. If we find that these videos don't violate our policies but contain controversial, religious, or supremacist content, again, definitions needed, they will be placed in a limited state. The videos will remain on YouTube behind an interstitial, won't be recommended, won't be monetized, and won't have key features including comments, suggested videos, and likes. According to YouTube, the system, while largely automated, will mix in human reviews in the form of its already established Trusted Flagger volunteer program, YouTube Heroes, volunteer program that works with over 15 institutions to deal with extremist content, including the Anti-Defamation League. These are the people that think Thor's hammer is a racist symbol. Thor's hammer, people, it's racist. I'm just going to let that hang in the air. The ADL recently released a list naming members of the alt-right and alt-light, this latter of which included controversial YouTube personalities like Gavin McInnes, Mike Cernovich, and Brittany Pettibone. It's worth noting that the Trusted Flagger hero was later transformed into the much maligned YouTube Heroes program, which invited the public to help moderate content. It was heavily criticized for giving social justice activists the power to manipulate the platform, which they have done. However, it has also backfired in some instances as well. Let me see if I can find here. I've got to open up my Evernote. Put down the main part of Evernote while I'm doing this. Let me see here. Pop that out. Yay, there's the 12 search engines. All right, here we go. Escape Google with these 12 search engine alternatives. And all these are linked below. And this is going to be the last one in my sources section. So out of the 12, I don't use Bing. So I'm going to keep Blecko. It says if you hate spam and love slash tags, then use Blecko. Board Reader, if you're looking to search forums and boards. BuzzSumo, if you need to analyze what content performs best for a topic or competitor. CC Search, if you're looking for media in the public domain. Crunchbase, if you're looking for information about people in startups. There's DuckDuckGo. Quantcast, if you need demographic and traffic stats, then you need Quantcast. Social Mention, which is real-time social media search and analytics. Technorati, which is real-time search for user-generated media, then look no further. Topsy, if you need to search and analyze the social web, especially Twitter, then you should try Topsy. And the last one is Wolfram Alpha. I think these people watch Buffy and the Vampire Slayer and Angel. Wolfram Alpha. If you need access to the world's facts and data, then Wolfram Alpha is the place to look. So these are the 12 that they are recommending that are not tied to Google, that are search engines. These, we need to start using all these alternative search engines. We need to start going to other places. Find out updating the description below. But Traname Girl and Zephanian, who are in the chat, have been using a site called BitChute. BitChute is not monetized, but BitChute, from what they have been telling me, is very content creator friendly. They can be very snarky at times, which is kind of fun to deal with, according to the two of them. And they also help promote content creators' works on their site. The name of that is BitChute. And I am going to give Zeph moderator status, and if he is still in the chat, he can put the link to BitChute in live chat. Let me see, and I'm also making Liz a mod. All right, so there's BitChute. Number 2 is Gab.ai. This is a free speech alternative to Twitter. To me, they're a little more organized than Twitter, because you can actually look up your information by category, like by category, repost by category, and so on and so forth. So I tend, when I remember, yeah, BitChute, yeah. Remember, I tend another free speech platform. That's Minds.com. Minds.com does let you upload videos to Minds, but the videos cannot be longer than 30 minutes, I believe, but they're working on that. Found that out the hard way. So up to 30 minutes of a video can be uploaded to Minds right now until they expand their platform. There is VidMe. A lot of us are moving to VidMe. Liz has just put her link to her VidMe account down there. VidMe is pretty free speech, pretty cool. They have been shit posting YouTube lately. They have a couple of different monetization things on their site. They have a tip jar. Also has a 1 GB file size limit. Oh, that's what it is. It's a 1 GB file size limit. All right, cool. Thanks, Rhetorical. VidMe is really cool. They have 3 ways of monetizing. The 2 old ones is you can subscribe to the channel for however much the subscription is being charged. You can tip per video, and now they have recently started ads for videos. So check VidMe out if you are a content creator. Once again, they do have categories. I hate long names that have funny syllables in the middle. Stick Hexenhammer 666 is talking to Minds about unlocking another category having to do with politics and things of that nature, because he believes that there is going to be a mass migration over there, and I don't, to a point. And this is the point. And I discussed this point, I think this morning or last night. Oh, that's all right. That's why I gave you the wrench, so you could chill. I gave you the wrench so you could chill. Oh, where was I? I lost my brain. Oh, I was discussing this with Liz and a couple others. Okay? We are small as content creators, meaning many of us are 6,000 subscribers or less on YouTube, and we're still trying to fight to get our name out there. Thank you for the $, Zeph. Which means we have a lot more options looking at it from a business sense than a lot of the bigger YouTube creators, because a lot of the bigger YouTube creators are steadfast sticking with YouTube, even though it seems that YouTube is a sinking ship. From what I can see, it is. From a business standpoint, there are these people, and I will say Jeff Holiday, Wizard of Cause, Philip DeFranco, Boogie, and others that have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of followers, or tens of thousands of followers that have established their base here, that are doing well here, and that are, you know, a little skittish about starting a new endeavor somewhere else. I am looking at VidMe and Minds and all these places as a startup for a new business. They are pretty much ground floor. They are new kids on the block. And the advantages of a ground floor project like that, if you can jump in on it and stay with it, is the fact that you will grow as the platform grows. Which means those of us with or less over in VidMe, if we work the system right, and we upload and, you know, we watch other people's videos over there, and we start getting our name out over there, those of us that are the small fries here on YouTube can become the Jeffs and the Philly D's and the Wizard of Causes over there, because we'll be building our fan base as the platform grows. Same thing with Gab, and same thing with Minds. The problem is you have to take time out of your day in order to work this stuff, because even though some people scoff at making videos and uploading information, it is a job. Managing social media is a job, to the point where there are major corporations out there now hiring people for solely the purpose of managing their social media. It takes anywhere, depending on whether you animate or not, or with the hours of research some people put in, anywhere between hours to days to produce a video. And with the changes constantly going with the algorithm on YouTube, a lot of content creators that create animations are kind of getting buried, because they do the type of animation that takes at least a week to 2 weeks to produce, to edit, and to put out there. And YouTube wants you to crank out videos once a day like an industrial assembly program. Social media marketers can make 6 figures a year too. It is a job. And, you know, these are things that you have to consider when you become a content creator in order to get your word out there, in order to get your information and spread your word. Social media for us that are just starting, for small business owners and for small content creators, that's our free advertisement. That's the way we advertise. The problem is a platform like Facebook for years now has been burying small businesses with their algorithms, to the point that unless we pay to get boosted, we're buried. The last time I posted on Facebook for an experiment, only 2 people saw my post on my fan page. 2. And I have over 100 likes. 2. Liz says, everyone cross-platform, we will not be hidden. We can't let Google be the last resort. No, we can't. We have to constantly find other venues, other places of media, other places to go. And for those of you who do not know, recently, earlier this year, Twitch has actually opened up their TOS to allow non-gamers to stream on their site. Which, as soon as I upgrade my equipment, I am going to get with people to help me do a Twitch channel so I can do a news channel on Twitch, as well as a gaming channel and so on and so forth. So be on the lookout for that. Google used to be the place you would come to find information on anything. Now it's the place to come to find what they will let you find. Exactly, Eric Orr. Exactly. Because they're listening to the regressive left. They're listening to all the people whose fifis get, you know, immediately hurt if they hear something that they don't want to hear. It's sad. I mean, when you pander to one particular side of the political spectrum, you're ruining it for everybody. And there are constant examples of that in the media every day now, whether it be written media, whether it be visual media, whether it be audio. Hi, Gabe. Yeah, I said fifis. Yeah, I know, I said fifis. Whether that sounds right coming out of my mouth or not, I don't care, because that's the way I feel at the moment. This is the editorial part of my video. We have many changes in the wind in the political climate nowadays. And that is the regressive left is whittling their way into everything and considering diversity more important than merit. than experience, than know-how, than knowledge. And they keep thinking that, you know, diversity is going to win the day. Diversity is not going to win the day when all you're turning out is shit media. It's not. You can have the most diverse cast of characters on a television show. You pick the genre. Doesn't matter what genre. It can be, you know, the cast can be as diverse as the day is long. But if you are harping on that show the importance of the diversity, and, you know, you're writing your scripts around the fact that they're diverse without any solid storylines or plot, the show is shit. It's utter crap. Thank you. I let it dry and just hope for the best. So you have got to, you know, I'm wondering how long it's going to take for the media to realize that all this regressive left stuff isn't working. How many businesses have to go under? How many multimedia companies have to go belly up? How many television shows have to go belly up? How many comic book companies have to file for bankruptcy before they finally realize the regressive left agenda in everything doesn't work? How long? Yeah. That's, you know, that's my question that I'm going to leave you guys with today. Until the media, until all these outlets and businesses and corporations realize that it's not working, that identity politics are not working, that pushing diversity over merit and experience is not going to work. May your coffee ever flow. May your caffeine be ever strong, my friends. May you have a wonderful and wacky Wednesday. I am going to retreat to my Discord for the coffee club. You guys are welcome to join me there. Bye.